Hey guys, Mark McMahon Real Estate here with Allie Wise. She is, let me see, videographer, editor, reminder of things to do. There's a lot of things she does. And I kind of want to go into that today, exactly what we do behind the scenes here to bring information to you guys so that we can get out what we think and from what you're telling us what you want to hear. So if that's interesting and you guys want to hear how we do it and maybe how you can incorporate some of that into your business, then please stick around. And if you don't mind, hit that like button, subscribe, and sign up for notifications so that every time Miss Allie drops a video, you'll be notified and you'll be able to catch it. So Allie came here about 2 3/4 months ago, even though she thinks it's been 4 months.
We're going into April, so that's where my mind was at.
So anyway, she's almost starting her 4th month. And it was simply to, in fact, when you came in to interview, which my interviews are not really.
No, it's more of a conversation.
Yeah, more of a conversation. It was more to kind of organize my social media. Wasn't necessarily to shoot it, for sure, and it certainly wasn't to edit it. It was just to organize it and make sure it got posted. And now, and that was only supposed to be a couple of hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so now it's turned into 20 hours a week or more. I mean, it's growing.
It varies every week, I would say, but yeah, it definitely started as just a few hours a week, posting a couple of things, and then a total 180 to being like, you're going to be posting 7 times a day on every single platform. And I was like, whoa. But then kind of brought us here.
Well, and so the reason we did it is not because I want to be world famous. Nothing like that. I don't have those kinds of aspirations. What it started doing for our business, and this is what I hope you guys stuck around for, because this is part of the meat, and I'll give you more at the end. What we started noticing was we were getting more engagement from people that were interested in investing with us, people that had deals, people that had services. So how hard is it to find a contractor? I've got them coming to me now. You guys know I've been in this business for a long, long time, and I've already got contractors and everything, but I've got more now. I've got more choices. I've got guys that do stone. I've got guys that do painting. I've got all kinds of people lined up now that I can use. And what is that from? It's from social media. The inspiration behind our wholesaling boot camp, which is just simply a way to teach people to help us find houses. But the inspiration for that was because of this. People constantly are asking, Mark, do you have anything that we can do that we can learn from you? Because I can't answer everybody's questions. It just there's not enough time in the day. So anyway, that was the inspiration behind that. And people that want to invest with us, let's not forget that, guys. I talk a lot about private money. I talk a lot about institutional money. And these people will come to you if you have a compelling story, which is something I also talk about a lot. Have a story. So let's kind of start off with what we've been doing, and Allie can go do a little bit deeper dive. So we do Tik Tok to get people's attention. All right? So it's a mixed bag there. But what we're hoping that they do is they'll go to our Instagram or ultimately our YouTube. They'll go to our Instagram or YouTube where they will see more information that I'm giving out, that we're giving out in longer form. And Instagram is a great platform for that because you can do the short stuff on Reels, you can do the long stuff on IGTV. So we're doing a lot of that there. And then ultimately we want to get them to YouTube because that's our long form stuff. And eventually someday, hopefully, we'll actually get some ad revenue from that. But ultimately, I'm not really caring about that. If I get a flip and I make 50 grand, that's a lot of ad revenue. I just give me a couple of flips a month. Give me 4 or 5 wholesale deals a month. Give me 3 or 4 buy and holds a month. That's what we want. That's what we're getting. So ultimately, that is the reason we're doing what we do. So when you came on, and numbers were, growing slowly but growing. What has happened since then?
Yeah, so I would say just to piggyback off what you were saying earlier, it's just crazy the opportunity that comes from social media and just how we get so many people coming to us about, giving us deals, giving us private money, giving us or wanting to help us find deals, or just so many different things. So it's insane that opportunity that's there if you actually utilize it. But when I started, I think all of the platforms were kind of plateauing. I think we had maybe 600 on YouTube. I think you were maybe at 6,000 on Instagram, and then maybe 3,000 or 4,000 on TikTok. So I think everything was just kind of plateaued. But then we tried to go full force into YouTube for a second, posting 3 videos a week, and then I think it just kind of got a little overwhelming for people. And so we saw people.
Let's stop there for a second. YouTube, you can. I mean, if you're, Kevin or Graham Stephan, you can post every day on YouTube, and your audience will stick around. But if you're just starting, you really can't post too much, but people only have so much time to watch.
Yeah.
And they may get overwhelmed. So you don't have to start out with 3 videos a week. You don't have to do that. Your quality will go down and your viewership will go down. You need to do quality. Do 1 quality video a week. Don't do 3 crappy ones. Just.
I think it was like on YouTube, it was once we started posting more, because you hadn't posted in a couple of months on YouTube.
No.
And so once we started posting, we saw our subscribers going up, but not necessarily our views going up. So it kind of was a toss-up on that one. And then we started posting more, but then we kind of started increasing our quality on that. So now we're posting consistently 2 videos a week and like planning those out that way. Instagram, we're posting.
I can't keep count.
Literally, I saw last week we posted 27 times in a week. So it varies from 3 times a day to sometimes 7 times a day, but just literally whenever I post or whenever you get a thought.
And those are things, so whenever Allie posts something, that is something we plan out, and we do most of those off of your questions. So if you have questions, you can hit that on Reels, and we usually post that on TikTok also. But whenever you ask a question, that's where that ends up. So if I don't answer your question, or always check that. I try to answer everything.
That's where we get all of our content. Is we get it through our DMs on Instagram. We get it through our comments on Instagram, Facebook page, YouTube comments, TikTok comments and responses. So that's basically where all of our ideas and our content comes from. Is like what people are asking and what's kind of going on in the economy and the market and everything right now too. So.
Yeah. But then again, you'll get the old Mark, the occasional where I spout off on why you guys should be doing what you're doing, and the motivational Mark, which most days when I post stuff like that, Allie doesn't have anything to do with that. I post that because it's something that I'm going through, a bad escrow, some weird things, because real estate is tough. And so usually it's like, okay, I need to be propped up right now, so I'm going to just say what I think I'd like to hear. But most of it, though, is like Allie says. She's finding out what you guys are asking, and I'm trying to write it down, but I always lose the paper. Jeez. But anyway, that's what we're doing. So on Instagram, what have our numbers done in the last week now? So we're in the January, we're March, middle of March, let's say, late March of 2021. For those of you that may be watching this 3 years from now, and our numbers went from 6,000 to, where are we at now?
We're at 8,200, I think, or 83.
8,300 as of today. Yeah, that's right. And that doesn't sound like much. I know that doesn't. But you have to keep in mind, I've been putting my heart and soul into this for over a year and a half. And Rick Jarman and I, we have our show on Wednesdays. Of course, he's passed away since then. But we did our show for months and months. We post a video every day of something. It's long form. Now I realize most of you don't want to watch that long stuff, but it took me a year to figure that out. But most of you still stuck around, and I appreciate that. Anyway, so 2,300 followers basically in the last 2.5 months, and that's huge, because these are people that are interested in what I'm doing. They're interested in working with us. They're interested in learning from us. I mean, I've got friends all over the country now. It's crazy. I've got friends in Hawaii now. If you've seen Endar, and just so many people all over the United States, even people around the world that I now collaborate with. And now I've got this group of people that I can talk to. Hey, has this ever happened to you? It's amazing.
Yeah.
She goes through my DMs. So she knows what I'm
sometimes.
talking about. Yeah, well, there's nothing to hide. I'm married.
But I mean, still, like sometimes I'll be going through conversations, being like, "Oh, he's talking to this person," or I see your conversations and what you're asking him. So
Yeah.
it's kind of crazy. But yeah, like with Instagram, I think a few weeks ago we got 1,000 followers within a week,
Mhm.
and so that kind of like spiked us again from there. And then now I think Instagram is seeing all the reels that we're putting out because they're trying to compete with TikTok, and so we've had over 1,000% increase in our accounts that we're reaching now too. So it's
Mhm.
just like insane the amount that of growth that there is with social media too.
Yeah. And then another thing too is collaborations that we're doing. So let me give you a little quick advice on collaborations, because when you're growing, you can't go to someone that's way bigger than you unless, for me it was a little bit different because I've been investing for a long time. So I was a veteran investor. I wasn't a beginner. I was one of the old school guys. So I had a lot of property. I'd flipped hundreds of houses. I owned a lot of houses, and I've wholesaled a bunch of houses. So I had a lot of experience going into this. So that gave me instant credibility. For most of you out there though, you're not starting that way. So how do you build that credibility? How do you start working with other people and getting on their shows, their podcasts, their Instagram lives, YouTube lives and such? You start off with people that are kind of where you're at. If someone's got a couple of hundred followers, hey, let's do an IG live. I'll do it on your channel this week. We'll do it on mine next week. And then you both can kind of cross-pollinate each other. Those 200 followers, I guarantee you, some of them will follow you when you're on their show, and some of them will follow them when they're on your show. And you start off that way, and you help each other grow.
Mm-hmm. I would say even before you get to that point though is just building those connections with people through social media. It's like DMing them, commenting on their posts, liking their stuff, swiping up on their stories. It's like you need to build that connection so that you
For
build
sure.
that trust with
For
people,
sure.
so
Really
they want to
good
have
point.
that with you.
Good
you
point.
know?
I spent the last year and a half from 5 o'clock till
Yeah.
6 o'clock every morning going through and liking and commenting on people's posts. And eventually they notice. And people that are hard to have conversations with will eventually start conversating.
Yeah.
But I really strongly suggest you go after the people that are in your realm. Look, if you want to go for someone that is already popping off, go for it. I'm not saying don't do it. You know, I've been blessed with people that would do that. Rick, Full Auto 11. There's just been some people out there that have been really great and had me on, and we've gotten along. And, you know, Aaron, the house builder, or house buyer. So many people that I've worked with in the past. So, but yes, build relationships with people. How do you think I feel when I see comments and likes from all of you? I mean, it's I don't take that lightly. Everybody's got a certain amount of time in the day, and the fact that you take that time to go look at what I've got to say thrills me beyond means. So, what would you advise people do if they're just getting started? How can they, let's say they've got 100 followers, and most of those are grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, and, you know, weird friends that they don't really want to talk to anymore. How can they get to 200, 300? Because that seems insurmountable. I remember when I first started, I couldn't get to 100 for a long time.
Yeah.
Nobody was interested in what I had to say. But how do you get past that? What can you do other than what we just said?
Well, I think it just also goes back to making those connections with people. It's like reaching out, following what's trending even, or making that content that will kind of grab people's attention. So connect with all of those people on every single platform possible, and then just stay consistent too with what you're posting. Like, we try and post on our stories a couple of times a day. We try and post on our reels a couple of times a day, and maybe an IGTV once a day or a couple of times a week. So stay consistent with what you're posting so people know, and with your following, like when you're going to be coming out with new stuff too. So I would say those are the ones that are important.
And guys, trust me, it will build, and it will bear fruit. You just have to stick with it. It's like real estate investing. That's the crazy thing about this, is you work and you fail and you work and you fail, and then something happens. And then you fail a little bit more, then something else happens, and now all of a sudden you're starting to cash flow and things are going well with your real estate investing. But it takes time. You know, the one thing that I see all the time is the people, especially on Instagram and YouTube, is that, yeah, I started wholesaling 3 weeks ago and I got my first deal. I made $20,000. Guys, that doesn't happen. It's like when you see someone go from 1,000 followers to 20,000 followers on Instagram, look at how many likes they've got.
Oh my gosh.
Look at how many comments they've got. They're buying their followers, and don't fall into that trap.
If there's one thing you get out of this, is don't buy likes, don't buy followers, because you're going to be shadow banned by Instagram or any other platform on there.
Well,
it's just not even worth it.
And the thing is we know. Those of us that are on here, we know. And it doesn't bring quality. These aren't quality people. They're not your followers. And I know some people that do it and they capitalize on it, and that's great. But if you're trying to build a core group of people around you that are going to bring you deals, invest with you, buy deals from you, come work with you, you want to stay pure. You really want to stay pure. That's my opinion. That's Allie's opinion. I know that too. So anyway, thank you, Allie. It's been a pleasurable almost 3 months now, not 4. And I'm so glad you're here. Really, it's
been great. It's
instrumental.
great being here.
I'm remembering more things than I've ever remembered in my life because I'm being reminded more often than I've ever been reminded in my life. I've got Yuko at home, and I have Allie at work, and Sauce, and Max, and everybody's always reminding me. I know. So anyway, thanks, guys. If you want to get started in real estate investing, please download the list on how to get started. It's down below. It's a simple way to start taking steps every single day, and it doesn't cost anything. I made that list just so you guys could have something to hold. Tape it to your bathroom mirror, whatever it takes. Simple little steps that'll lead you to buying your first house. Please take advantage of that. And Allie's going to post another couple of videos on the side for you guys to watch. Please check those out. Again, subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it. And hit the notification bell. And what else should they do? Oh, like this video.
Like this video.
Yeah.
I would say
Mash the like button, right?
I would say get excited for some of the stuff we have coming out too.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting stuff. Keep engaging with us.
Yeah.
Keep sending us your questions. We love to hear what you guys have to say.
And we're cool if you copy. If you need to get started, you don't have ideas, copy away. We don't care.
Go for it.
All right. Hey, thanks, guys. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.
Hey guys, check out these 2 videos. They're really going to help you on your investment journey. I'm also on Instagram. Tons of great video content there. Really good stuff. Please subscribe. I'll see you next time.